Hey, Robert Hart, why are you not here? Lunch break is already over.
Hello, Mr. Keller.
You dare to reply with a hello? Do you know what time it is now? I wonder what you're doing skipping work.
I applied for a leave this afternoon.
What?
I already left work.
Huh? You think you're good enough to leave early?
No, I applied for this early leave a month ago.
Okay, so good at coming up with excuses, huh? How brave of you to brag about your happiness.
I'm not bragging.
Don't think you're better than me just because you're getting married.
I'm not thinking like that.
Gosh, so annoying.
Excuse me, sir. Can you choose your words wisely?
What?
You might be my boss, but there are things you're not supposed to say. My company has already allowed me to take an early leave. I've also finished all my work assigned to me to prevent any delays. I don't understand why you have to complain.
Huh? Wow, look at how rude you're talking to me.
I know that I'm being rude, but considering the era we're living in, people might consider it harassment if you use harsh words towards other employees. I recommend you be more careful. I'm sorry to say this in the middle of a conversation, but I'm in a rush, so I'll go offline now.
Huh. I'll let you off the hook. Hey, Hart.
Oh, boss, I'm sorry. I'm a bit busy right now. If you have anything, I'm sorry, but I'll get back to you again later.
No, you don't have to. I know why you're busy right now. Your bride ran away from the hall in her wedding dress.
Huh? Why do you know that?
The bride is right next to me now.
What?
I was waiting for this chance. The bride is mine.
What do you mean?
I never told you this, but Jane is mine.
Huh? What are you saying? I'm sure you and Jane don't know each other.
Nope, we loved each other behind your back.
It really doesn't make sense.
Then let me tell you the definite truth. The baby Jane is pregnant with is mine.
Huh? Pregnant?
You know what? Girls are scary. Her face is so different from the time she was wearing heavy makeup when she worked as a hostess.
Hostess?
She was uglier than I thought, but she's pregnant with my baby, so she's mine. Jane looks like she wanted to marry you in your 20s rather than a guy who was in his 40s like me, but I guess it's not as easy as it seems. My ex-wife was infertile, and during the 12 years of marriage, she never got pregnant. My mom can finally see her grandchild. Well, I'll have to punish Jane for trying to dump me and my mom. I'll have her move in with my parents starting tomorrow and adore her lots.
Boss, I don't think she's my fiancée.
Huh?
Jane just came back.
What?
She forgot something in the car, so she went to the parking lot in her wedding dress, but she got lost on her way back because she didn't know where the back room was. And it looks like she'd been lost in the wedding venue all along. The staff found her and showed her the way back.
Oh, wait, what are you saying?
First of all, Jane is not pregnant.
No way! You said your fiancée's name was Jane and she's from Wyoming. Jane told me so.
I bet she coincidentally had the same name and was from the same state.
But Jane is right next to me now.
Boss, where are you now?
I'm back at my apartment.
Actually, there was another couple who was having their wedding today at the same venue, but the bride is missing and she's pregnant.
What?
Don't tell me.
Wait a minute. There was another wedding going on?
Yes. Today there were two couples having a wedding, Jane and I and another couple.
Then the bride who's next to me?
Ask her name and her job.
Her name is Jennifer. She works as a public officer.
Then I guess you misunderstood her for someone else.
But she looked exactly like Jane from the back and has the same aura.
I guess they just looked similar to each other.
No way. I just wanted to make Jane my bride. Hey! A police car is in front of my apartment for some reason.
Yep, one of the bride's relatives called the police on you.
What the hell?
Of course they will, because you kidnapped someone. I think you should just follow what they tell you.
Robert, how's it going with your boss?
Oh, things are calming down. I'm sorry about all the trouble.
Well, it was a bit troublesome, but we did manage to have a smooth wedding, although it started a bit late. I feel so sorry for the bride who got mistaken as Jane, the hostess.
Yeah, me too. By the way, my colleague showed me a photo of Jane, the hostess.
Your colleague had a photo?
He said he took a photo when the boss took him to a club. She did have a similar aura as the bride who was mistaken for her. Her face was also similar. You might question that she'd look that way with a different kind of makeup on her. In the end, she was just a stranger who looked like her.
Oh, I see.
I heard that the wedding they had to cancel that day was rescheduled to another day.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
The bride turns out to be pretty tough. The reason why she kept quiet when boss kidnapped her was that she was waiting for the chance to fight back. I heard that she tackled him at last to escape when he was panicking after the baby, and my junior at work is trying to marry Jane. The result of his misunderstanding was this chaos. The couple agreed to settle things peacefully, but they only did it so that he can pay them compensation money and cover for their wedding expenses. So boss would have had to pay more than $100,000, but obviously he also got fired from work, so he really lost his position in society. I'm sure a life of hell is waiting for him.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Sadie, you're going to be free tonight, right? We're having a little get-together for drinks tonight, so please come around 8 p.m. at this place. Hey, Sadie, do you mind replying to me? I'm sorry, I was just having a meeting at work. I'm not going to be able to make it tonight. Sorry. Huh? You, of all people, are going to act cocky like that? Well, you're asking me to go out with you all at 8 p.m. tonight, and it's almost 5 already. I'm sure once you get out of work today, you're just going right home to watch TV all night, right? If it's something that you really want to watch, just record it and watch it later. Actually, I have plans to meet with someone else tonight. And when it comes to that little get-together you're throwing, it's meant to help find you someone to date, right? Every time you invite me out, you always say it's to have drinks or it's a class reunion, but in reality, every time it's been in order to help you find a man, right? Well, if I said they were all meant to help me find a man, you would never come, right? Well, I don't have a reason to go. You just bring me to those events to use me as someone you can bash on, thinking that'll help you find someone. All that does for me is embarrass me. Listen, Sadie, I'm just trying to be a good friend by showing the both of us around to some men, in the hopes that the both of us end up with husbands someday. So if anything, I'd like you to thank me for doing that all the time. Well, it's never fun for me, though. Well, because you're supposed to find someone after me. I want you to sit beside me and take the crap I give you, and then once I've gotten myself the man I want, you're free to go find yourself one. Honestly, it's best this way because I help make you look more attractive. Let's be real here. You're a very basic woman with not that many features that men want. So by having me as a friend at all these events, I'm practically handing you a power-up that you can use. Sorry that you're just that out of touch with the man-hunting game, that it makes you feel bad when you have to sit next to 100 like me. If you don't have more friends like me around you, you know the loud and crazy type, then men are never going to notice you. Well, I don't like any of that, hence why I don't want to go anymore. Oh, come on now. Back in elementary school and back in middle school and back in high school, I was always there by your side helping you find boys, right? And when it came to the high school beauty contest, I was there helping you win. I really never liked to stand out that much, though, so you forcing me through all of that was awful. But because of me, you became pretty popular, right? I'm not so sure about that. Well, anywho, I've already gotten some people together to go out to that matching party, so I need you there. You have no other choice now but to come. Tonight, I have a lot of fighting spirit, and I don't want it going to waste. You always have a lot of fighting spirit, though, when you go to those things. But today's different. Today, a really popular comic artist is going to be there, and he has sold millions of copies of his latest series. A comic artist? Right now, his most popular series is being made into a TV show, and he's been in all sorts of magazines. He's so popular that I bet most of the people we hang out with know him. And today I'm planning on making that man my best friend and hopefully something more in the future. One of my other friends that happens to know him personally said they'd introduce me to him as well today.
Mandy, are you even interested in things like comic books?
Not really. Comics are for nerds, right?
I don't think that's a good way of looking at it. Right now, comics and movies and shows based on them are a big deal. And they make a ton of money with their collectibles and toys as well.
Yeah, I don't really care for comic books, but I do happen to care for money.
Money?
Being a famous comic artist doesn't just get you all the attention, but the money as well. The fact that he has a TV series in the making right now based off his comics tells me he's in for another large paycheck. I am sure everyone is going to want to watch his series, and once that's over, movie producers and people like that will be flooding to him to ask to make more movies and material off his comics. And what's even better about him is that since he works on comics all the time, he's most likely never out of his house for anything, meaning that once I've made him mine, there will be no other women that can get to him, right? He is the number one person that I need to be getting married to right now.
I wonder. But if you both don't share some of the same hobbies, I'm not sure things will work out in the long run.
You're a real idiot. That's why you still haven't found a man to marry yet. The most important thing when it comes to marriage is money. And the other most important thing is someone that will give you space. I want a man with lots of money who is too focused on his work to be bothered with me.
Then what you're wanting is not a partner, but someone you can get money from without having to really do anything with them? Really, I think you're better off finding yourself a bank or something to do that for you.
That's 100% correct. The man is supposed to make the money in order to make his woman happy, and in return, her being happy will keep her around him longer. Understood? In other words, I'm going to get myself that walking pile of cash who calls himself a comic book artist today. If I'm able to make things work between him and I, then my life will be set forever.
Well, if that's what you're doing, then I really can't go. I already have plans, and I really don't care to be your wingman or whatever anymore. And
Hey, Sadie, what the hell is going on here? You turned down my invite to come with me to find ourselves some men to go on a date with your fiancé?
she told you?
And from what I heard, he seems to have a lot of money. There's no way you found a man like that.
I told her not to tell you yet because you'd be a pain in my butt about it.
My mom would never keep quiet about something like this.
I guess so. She's always been the type who can't keep her dang mouth shut, always spilling the beans about everything and anything in order to create drama.
Now, you tell me about this fiancé.
I'm getting married, Mandy.
I'm not messing around right now. Who said you could get married before me?
Is that a bad thing?
It sure as hell is. I should be the one getting married before you.
I don't think there's ever been a set path for who gets married first, though.
I've also been shown a picture that my mom took. He is way too good looking for a plain loser like you. And that wristwatch he has on, that's one of those insanely expensive ones, right? She took a picture of us? She took it in secret.
You're kidding me. She'd do something like that?
So, is it true that you're planning on marrying that sexy man?
Well, that's what he and I have been talking about. We haven't chosen an exact date for the wedding, but we're wanting one soon.
Where will it be happening at?
As of right now, we're thinking of having it in Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Both of us don't really like to stand out all too much, so we've been looking for a place that's away from everyone. There we can have just close friends and family come, and that will be enough for us. And since this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for us, we decided we want to have the wedding at a nice, secluded resort for all of our guests.
So you're going to be getting married before me, and to add salt to the wound, you're having the wedding in Hawaii? Do you really think it's okay to be that stupid? Because to me, it sure as hell is not okay. Winter, that fiancé of yours and that wedding, you give both to me right now.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm saying that I'll take your place for you. He has enough money to throw a wedding in Hawaii, right? And when looking at his face, there is not a thing wrong with it. He also has a good sense of fashion based off the clothing he had on. A man with that kind of high-brand expensive clothing on would do so much better with me as his wife.
High-brand expensive clothing? Was the clothing he had on yesterday really that expensive looking to you?
You really have no idea what's going on, do you? Everything he was wearing was all very high-brand fashion that is hard to obtain in this town. Hard to obtain anywhere besides in, like, New York City or something.
Well, I never knew anything about that. But what I'm more concerned about right now is you asking me to hand over my fiancé when we only just got engaged. There's no way I'd let you have him, right?
Back in high school, you gave me a boyfriend, right?
You stole him from me. He was my first love, and you stole him.
Then I guess I'll be stealing another of your boyfriends.
What?
Do you have any idea what you're saying right now? This is a lot different than a high school boyfriend. We are engaged right now. And it doesn't matter to me what your guys' titles are. It's far too easy to steal from you, so that's what I'm going to do. You cut that out. You need to go out and find a single man of your own to get at one of those parties or whatever the hell you've been doing. Stop bothering me with all your crazy ideas. And the most recent party was a bust. That comic artist that was said to be coming never showed up. And at this age we're at now, all the men that show up to those parties are all useless to me. So I'm done trying to find myself a husband there.
What the heck?
So now that my mom was kind enough to tell me about your fiancé for me, I'm clear to go and get him. Thank you for finding him for me. It's a lot easier to just steal men from someone else than it is to go to those matching parties. Wait a second. Right now, my fiancé and I are in a very important and busy part of our lives, so stop trying to ruin this for us. You're not, though. I was able to steal your fiancé after all, and right at this moment, he's in this room with me. And it wasn't just him that I was able to get, but your wedding that's in Hawaii as well. Sorry about that.
Huh? I'm having my wedding right now here in town, though.
What? What are you talking about? Your fiancé is literally sitting right beside me now.
Actually, I want to know what you're talking about. I was just out on stage with my fiancé a second ago getting married, and we're preparing for the dance now.
Hold it right there. What is going on here?
Honestly, I'm not sure myself. A little while back, you were going on about how much you wanted to steal my fiancé from me, but for the past 3 months, nothing has been happening between us. I just assumed you gave up or something.
Wait, what's this about having your wedding right now in town? You should be having the wedding in Hawaii, right?
I suppose we did want to have the wedding out there, but I had a lot of people asking to come to my wedding, and since the amount of people wanting to come would be too many for the Hawaii-based location, we ended up having the wedding here. There is a famous person at this wedding after all, so it makes sense that a lot of people would want to come to it.
Famous person? Who?
My fiancé. And actually, the vows are already over with, and we handed in the marriage papers yesterday, so I really should be calling him my husband now.
What famous person?
The comic artist that you were saying everyone knows about.
Huh? Comic artist?
You do remember the time I told you I got hired to work for a publishing company, right? And the most recent series that he got started on happens to be published by the company I work for, and I manage the publishing for his work. When the comics start going out on shelves, the one in charge is going to change, but as of right now, I'm the one that oversees all the work done to help create the actual published material. But that's not all I've been working on, as I'm also helping him with getting his comic series turned into movies.
You said that I said everyone knows him? Is he Cartman? Cartman McNeils?
That's him.
He was the man who was supposed to come to that party to see me.
Right, and when I went out to dinner with him that night, he told me all about you.
He told you about me?
He said something along the lines of one of his friends wanting him to go to this matching party to meet a woman his friend knows, but of course my husband said no to that. He's actually told me all about how once he became famous, there have been all these people inviting him to parties trying to get him hooked up with someone, and of course every single time he said no to them. And that's why on the day you were expecting to meet him, he said no to the invite because he had plans with me. Not like he was going to go there in the first place, though.
Wait, then that means the picture my mom took of you guys, the guy that's sitting right next to me is...
Now that you mention that, I think I know what's happened. On that day, I had met with 2 different men. I had dinner with my now husband, of course, but there was this random man that came to the restaurant before my husband arrived.
Are you telling me that the man sitting next to me is...
That's the random guy, I think. Well, he's not random to me anymore, but at the time he was. He so happens to be my husband's fashionable older brother. And he has a lot of borrowed money he's currently dealing with at the moment. My husband didn't end up inviting him to the wedding today, so that's why he's currently with you.
Older brother? And he's dealing with lots of borrowed money now?
On the day of our dinner date, he came in to talk with me about how he's the man I would be dating's older brother, and that he needed our financial help. He knew about me being a publisher and tried to get me to start buying his own comics that he was making.
Comics?
He's always been a bit artistic as well when it comes to comics, but unlike his younger brother, he really sucks at illustrating and writing stories, so after reading just one of those comics he was asking me to buy, I told him it was a no. He was told the same thing by many publishers, actually, but he never gave up and soon went into major debt because he would never work a job, instead sitting in the house all day making those crappy comics.
He's never told me about how he makes comic books, and he sure has not told me about his debt. Anytime we've gone out on dates, he's always paid for me.
My husband's older brother had been married once before, and while he had a wife, he went to making comics because he noticed his younger brother doing so well from them. So with this dream of making loads of money himself doing what his brother did, he quit his job and started to draw and write. However, he spent all his time trying to make comics that he stopped spending any time with his wife and baby. So not too long after that, his wife took the baby and left. And ever since then, he's just been digging and digging and digging himself into a deeper hole of debt.
You're lying, right? I never heard anything about all of that. He was married and he has a kid?
He has been trying to live a life of lies, and that's why he buys all that really high-brand clothing. And if he were selling his comics instead of just continuing to write garbage, he'd probably be okay right now. But he hasn't been doing that and instead keeps borrowing money to fuel his desire to buy every single piece of branded clothing. Mandy, you're going to marry him?
Hell no, not with a man like him. I don't need a man that can't become my bank.
Well, I'm planning on cutting ties to you soon. But if you get married to my brother-in-law, then we're going to have to continue being around one another a lot more than I'd like. So if you can, please break up with him right now.
Are you really married to that comic artist? You went and took my dream from me, and he chose to marry you over me? Why? I should be the one right now married to him, not you. Had my mom not taken that picture at the wrong time, I could be there getting married to him.
It's actually really crazy that with just one picture, you were able to find my husband's brother and start to date him.
My mom told me that he left the restaurant before you did, and so she followed him out and asked for his number. She told him that she wanted to introduce him to a good friend of yours.
Aunt Deborah really did it this time, then.
That's why after seeing the photo my mom showed me and the number she handed me, I gave him a call.
So your mom thought that because he was sitting down with me at the time she was there, that he was my boyfriend, even though my actual boyfriend was running a little late? And seeing him walk out of the restaurant before his younger brother came to have dinner with me, she must have thought my boyfriend was heading home, and that's why she went and got his number? Your mom just made a minor mistake is all then.
That's right, one minor mistake. I haven't done anything wrong here. She was the one who made the mistake, and I only started to go out with this guy because of that mistake.
But you were doing all this with the intent of stealing my boyfriend at the time, right? In the end, there was never any problems for me, but I now understand what you've been after completely.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Adriana, are you there? This is your old friend Abigail. Long time no see.
Huh? Abigail? I guess I forgot to block your number, so I'll go ahead and do that now. Bye-bye.
Now, hold your horses there, Adriana. Are you actually still upset at me for everything that happened 8 years ago? And on an even more serious note, do you still have things going on with your ex-boyfriend that I stole from you back then? Gross. That guy was from all the way back in high school, Adriana. But I guess those were the best years of your life, huh? That's sad to think about, really.
That's not it at all. I'm just upset still by the fact that you stole my ex-boyfriend back in the day, but neither of you told me until senior year, and then when I found out, he left me for you. So why would I have any interest in that guy after what you both did to me?
Oh, right. Well, whatever then, I guess. And anyway, right now, what I've come to talk about has nothing to do with that drama.
And what's that?
I heard that you're married now.
And what about that?
Well, it just so happens that something went on at the class reunion from half a year ago.
And? How does the class reunion have anything to do with the fact that I'm married?
Your husband came to that class reunion.
Really?
Well, at the time, I heard that the two of you were married while he was there, and I just wanted to let you know that I might have to steal another man from you. And at the time, I wasn't able to find you anywhere at the reunion to tell you. But I guess it's already too late, because everything went exactly as I said.
So that class reunion and me being married, what do they have to do with one another?
So I'm saying your husband is now my man to keep.
No. Because my husband has never gone to any class reunions.
Huh?
And even if he did, he wasn't in the same class as us, so he would have never been invited to the event in the first place.
Wait, are you starting to freak out already? I'm sure realizing that I have now stolen 2 men from you in your lifetime is a pretty hard fact to swallow, but come on. You shouldn't lie to me about where he's been.
I'm not lying, though.
All right. Then I guess I'll get all my facts straight and show you that you're lying. I know that at the event, I took your 7 figures a year man and brought him back home with me for the night. So I'm really sorry for stealing your man again.
A salary of 7 figures?
I'd really like it if you guys hurry up and get divorced, please and thank you.
I'm still confused by who you're talking about right now.
All right, I've already told you everything you need to know. See ya!
Wait a sec, Abigail!
I'm back again, Adriana. This is the gal that's been having a very romantic relationship with your husband, Abigail.
What?
I can't believe how amazing a man your husband really is. It's already awesome having his income of 7 figures, but the way our love matches each other so well, it must mean we have been destined to be with each other forever. So I think it's about time for you to divorce him and leave for me.
And that's why I said this before. My husband was not in the same class as us. Whoever you're talking about right now has nothing to do with me and is for sure not my husband. Who even is the guy you're on about?
You already know his name, so I'm not going to go through the trouble of saying it for you.
Well, if you don't tell me who he is, then this conversation is going to go nowhere.
Well, if I have to. His name is James.
James? I don't really know who that is. Well, I guess there was one guy named James in our class, but to be honest, I can't even remember what his face looked like.
Oh? Are you trying to act dumb for me now? There's no way a wife would ever be forgetting her husband's name like that.
Well, that's why I'm saying that I don't know who that guy is, Abigail. My husband does not have that name, okay?
Fine, then why don't you tell me your husband's name then?
Well, even if I tell you, you won't know who he is.
Oh, so you're too afraid to tell me. So in other words, your husband is James.
Fine, I'll tell you. My husband's name is Leo.
Leo? Really? Leo?
Yeah, that's my husband's name. And I'm sure you don't know who he is, right?
Hold on, Adriana. I think I see what you're doing here.
And what do you think I'm trying?
I get it. I'll play along and believe you. Man, this is so crazy after all.
Abigail?
Well, if you're just going to keep playing dumb and lying to me, I'll have to change my tack. I'm back again, Adriana. I have finally come to tell you that this is my last time saying this, but your husband is all mine. I know that last time I asked you for your husband's name, right? And I know that I didn't make any mistakes about who he really is. Well, it did take me a little time to do my research, but I even found out that he will be making $1.2 million this year. So you really must be pretty afraid of letting go of him now, huh?
A salary of $1.2 million next year? I'm still a little lost on who you're talking about this time. James?
Really? Well, because you told me the name of your husband, I actually left that James guy and came after Leo instead.
No, my husband does not make that kind of money in a year.
Wait, are you saying he makes even more than that? Awesome! That's even better for me.
That's really not what I meant by that.
James was a great guy and all, but his older brother Leon, bringing in so much money, makes him way better.
Leon?
I made sure to change my target to him so that I'd be stealing your husband.
Well, Abigail, that guy is also not my husband.
Excuse me?
Well, my husband is from Italy, and he has no brothers, and his name is just Leo.
What?
So I think you misheard me or something and took that for Leon. I guess I should have been a bit more forward that his name was just Leo and it wasn't just a nickname.
Wait, huh?
And because of the way you've been mistaking these men for my husband, I had to ask a high school friend about all of this. That James guy's wife is actually Adrian, and yes, she was going to the same high school as us, but she didn't come there until junior year and wasn't even in our class either.
What? Adrian?
She just moved back to her hometown 4 years ago and then 2 years later married James.
What?
I'm sure that you've been confused by that too, and so I have to ask, did you really mishear her name and think that you were looking for Adriana instead of Adrian? Because it's a stretch, but I can see how you got confused by our names. This was all based off of what my friend told me, but what do you think? Seems that things are starting to all come together now, huh?
Well, when I heard that James's wife's name started with an A, I thought it was you again.
I see. Well, I know that you didn't ask for me to tell you any of this, but just to be sure, my husband is actually from Italy and has been living in America for a while now. So that's why I was saying there's no way he'd have been invited to a class reunion here in the States. And there would definitely be no way that he'd know who you are and you him.
Well, that doesn't matter. I'll start going after Leo for real now.
What?
Up until now, I've been holding back all this time, and it seems everyone has been making me feel stupid. And after stealing your ex-boyfriend back in the day, I have had the drive to come back and steal more from you. If I can't get your husband as my own, then I'll never be satisfied.
Are you a freaking idiot, Abigail?
What?
Have you ever heard of the words court and settlement?
What? Why are you bringing that all up?
Well, the two guys that you've been messing with, James and Leon, well, both of them have wives right now.
And so what? I don't care. It's not my fault that I'm the most sexy and amazing girl around that is able to get any guy she wants to like her and sleep with her.
But that has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
What?
Even if you are able to get either Leon or James to be with you, it doesn't change the fact that you go around stealing different men from their wives, which makes you the worst of the worst when it comes to women. I mean, you even just bragged about sleeping around with different men that you stole away from their own family. And, well, I'm just saying that you are worse than a woman, even worse than most witches and crap.
What are you getting at?
I think you're in the position to receive a whole lot of complaints from a lot of women, and soon to follow a whole lot of settlements that you'll have to pay up. Listen, what you've been doing recently has been a whole lot of really bad crap. And what's even worse is both of those men were mistakes while you were trying to find my husband. You really are a dunce, Abigail. And that's really all you are.
What's this all about? You're just pissed because the girl that stole your man years ago is back for more and you can't stop her.
I told you before that I'm not upset about you having the ability to take other people's partners, especially over the stuff that happened then. I'm more just troubled by the fact that you think this is all okay and that now you're going after married couples like that's the same as just stealing an unmarried couple's man.
You need to shut up a little. All this talk about me being in the wrong is really going to rile me up.
Are you serious? I just told you all of these things, and yet you still don't see how deep of a hole you dug yourself?
Me? I'm in no hole.
You literally just had an affair with 2 married men. If their wives find out, you will be screwed by a lot of settlements. You have to understand that that's not a good thing, right?
Oh, I see. Well, those 2 wealthy men will already be there, ready to pay for whatever I owe.
No, I don't think so. I think that those 2 have already lost their jobs and the money they said they'd be making.
Huh? They were fired?
Well, I heard that both Leon and James were working for Adrian's father's company. But he will find out about the 2 of them cheating with you, so...
He will?
Yeah, well, he already has, actually. I told you that I'd be telling all of them about this, didn't I? Well, I told both of their wives just a second ago while we've been texting.
You're kidding.
And we even started talking about how the 2 of them were about to open their own businesses linked to the company the dad owns. But since you were so focused on trying to steal my husband, you didn't stop to think about the harm that all of your stupid games caused for everyone.
Stupid games?
I guess it was also those husbands' faults as well for going out with you, so maybe this was all just a little too unstable to begin with, their relationships. But maybe they'll come marry you after having lost everything. But that would mean you'd have to choose between one or the other.
Right now, I am coming over to your house.
Huh? Right now?
You told me that your husband Leo is a foreigner, right? That'll be even better than either of those 2 jobless losers. So I'm coming over to your place right now to steal that man of yours. So tell me your address. Do you need to go see a doctor or something? I swear there is something seriously wrong with your brain right now. What?
Well, even if you did have my address somehow, I'm not even in America at the moment. About a year ago, Leo had finished his business agreement working for a company over here in the US, but since that ended, we both moved back over to his hometown in Italy.
Italy?
And so, now that you'll be all caught up in the court system trying to pay off all of those soon-to-be-made settlements, I doubt you'll have the time or money to make your way over here.
How much will those settlements be, you think?
Well, at least over $100,000 total, and that's if they go easy on you.
$100,000?
Did you seriously not think about how much people can ask for when going against the person that ruined their relationship?
I just thought 300 or 400 or so.
Man, you were way off, huh? Well, this is all what you asked for by going after 2 brothers that worked together under the company of their wife's husband.
But then they shouldn't need this kind of money from me, and I don't have nearly enough.
Well, that's not going to be my problem now, is it? And to think you were so confident in your skills of being able to steal other women's husbands that this simple punishment for those crimes went right over your head. But soon you'll understand just how many people you hurt and what's been coming for you for a long time now. Long after our talk, both of the brothers reached out to her, and this time they weren't holding back. They told her flat out she had ruined them. Their careers were in shambles, their reputations destroyed, and the worst part, their wives had found out about everything. It wasn't just angry words or accusations anymore, it was real, and the fury that came next, well, let's just say Adriana was nowhere near prepared for it. Each wife ended up hiring a lawyer, and soon enough, Abigail began receiving notice after notice about the court actions being taken against her. The first round of settlements was brutal, between defamation claims, emotional distress lawsuits, and even financial damages from the broken marriages. She was already in a deep financial hole. But the story didn't end there. Oh no, not even close. Once everything started surfacing, more skeletons came crashing out of Abigail's closet. After the initial court hearings and the settlements were finalized, word got out. That's when it really blew up. Apparently there were 3 other men, yes, 3, who came forward with almost identical stories. Affairs, lies, manipulation, even attempts to get them to leave their wives under the same false promises. Each of those men's wives filed their own lawsuits as well. Suddenly, what started as 2 ruined marriages turned into a statewide scandal. The local news picked up on it, then the regional outlets. Before long, there were articles online about her, calling her the husband collector and other things I won't even repeat here. When the news made it to me, I could hardly believe what I was hearing. I'd known she was trouble, but I didn't realize the scale of the damage she'd caused over the years. It's wild to think she'd been going around doing this for so long and nobody had ever stopped her. Until now. In the end, the combined total of all the settlements and legal fees practically buried her alive. She owed more than most people make in a decade, and unless she somehow wins the lottery or invents a cure for some rare disease, I don't think she'll ever be able to escape that financial hell she created for herself. And honestly, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's insane just how far she took things. She didn't just wreck her own life, she brought chaos and heartbreak to so many other people. And for what? Attention? A power trip? Some sick thrill from stealing men who were already taken? I'll never understand what goes on in the mind of someone who treats other people's lives like pieces in some twisted game. I still remember how smug she was when she tried to flaunt her affair with my husband in front of me, like she was proud of it. She wore it like a badge of honor, and now I wonder how she feels waking up every morning knowing her face is attached to headlines, lawsuits, and ruined reputations. It's poetic, in a dark kind of way. And as much as I try not to dwell on it, sometimes those memories come back to me, and I shake my head wondering how someone could fall so far and still keep digging. But at the end of the day, there's no point in obsessing over her mindset. Even if I understood what made her tick, it wouldn't erase the damage she caused. I just hope that somewhere along the line, reality sank in. Maybe all those court losses taught her something, maybe not. But if nothing else, I hope her downfall sends a clear message to any man foolish enough to cross paths with her in the future. As for those 2 poor brothers, yeah, it's a mess. It's honestly ridiculous how things even got to that point. All because one of their wives shared a first initial with me, and the other husband had a name kind of like mine. Adriana claimed it was all a misunderstanding, like she meant to seduce me and accidentally got the wrong guy. What kind of excuse is that? It's laughable, really. And now, they're both unemployed, both divorced, and both have pretty much lost everything that mattered to them. Their wives want nothing to do with them, and who could blame them? I can only imagine how furious their parents must be. 2 grown sons brought down by the same manipulative woman, all because they let their guard down and forgot what loyalty meant. Whether they'll recover or not, I have no idea. But something tells me it won't be easy, and they're going to carry the weight of this disaster with them for a very long time. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
You know, I was wondering if you were still alive, considering how you've always been a bit thick-skinned. So how have things been going for you, Sally?
Oh, it's you. I see you're still up to your usual tricks.
Well, I've been living on my own for the past 8 years, ever since I left home, in a way that's, well, let's just say it's not exactly the most luxurious life.
Is that so? You seem to be enjoying yourself, though, from the way you talk down to me.
I'm not poor, you know. And by the way, I figured out where you're living now.
Oh, really? I didn't realize you'd become so observant.
You were seen leaving your apartment with some man. It was such a surprise.
When was this?
About 2 months ago, I think.
What? Well, I guess I'll have to start looking for a new place then.
Oh, I see. But I bet you don't have the money to just up and move like that, do you?
Actually, I do. I've been saving up for just such a situation. You might be surprised, but I've planned ahead.
Well, of course you would. But honestly, I'm not interested in your little plans. Let's just get to the point, shall we?
Fine. You seem to think I'm the same as before, but things have changed. I'm not the same girl who left home all those years ago. I'm not the one who was left behind to deal with all the drama.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I mean. Ever since I was little, everything was always about you. Mom and Dad always favored you. You were always the pretty one, the one who could have anything, and I was just left in your shadow.
Oh, come on. You've always had things easy. It's not like you were neglected.
No, I wasn't neglected, but I wasn't treated the same either. You were always the one who got everything, and when you didn't get something, you took it from me. I had to work hard for everything. I could barely finish high school without the help of one of my uncles.
Oh, so now you're blaming me for everything?
Of course I blame you. You were always the one who got the attention, and that's why I left. The moment I graduated from high school, I couldn't stand living under the same roof as you and Mom and Dad anymore.
Oh, so that's it, huh? You couldn't handle the fact that I was loved more than you, so you ran away.
Exactly. I didn't want to live in a place where everything was about you. I wanted to live for myself. And now I've built a life for myself, one that doesn't depend on anyone else. So what now? Why are you wanting to talk to me again?
Well, the real reason I'm contacting you today isn't about us. It's about Kevin.
What? Kevin? What does he have to do with this?
I see. You don't know yet, do you? Kevin, the one you know so well, he's mine now.
What are you talking about? You didn't take him from me.
Oh, but I did. He's with me now, and as far as I'm concerned, he's mine.
No way.
Oh, yes, it's true. You had your chance, but now he's with me, so you can move out of your place and go wherever you want for all I care.
You are unbelievable. You took him from me, and now you think I'm just supposed to let you have everything?
Well, it doesn't really matter now. What's done is done. I'm going to enjoy my time with him. And you can go back to your miserable life just like before.
That's not fair. You always think you can just take whatever you want, and now you've gone too far.
Oh, please. I'm not the one who was always handed everything on a silver platter, am I? You never even appreciated what you had.
You're wrong. You think you're better than me, but you don't understand what it's like to lose everything.
Well, maybe you'll understand soon. As for me, I am happy with how things turned out. So good luck with your next move.
You know what? I'll make sure you regret this.
Don't bother. You've already lost. I have a wonderful announcement.
Another one of your wonderful announcements, huh? The last few were not so great, to be honest.
Oh, don't be like that. This one's really good news.
Right. Okay, well, what's the news?
I am pregnant with Kevin's child.
Wait, what? You're pregnant with Kevin's baby?
Well, yes. Surprised?
Of course I'm surprised. This is a lot to take in.
It's true. We've been together for a while, and now we're expecting. It's all happening so fast, but I couldn't be happier.
I don't know what to say. Wait, so you've already gotten married?
Yeah, we got married not long ago. It was right after Kevin's family went through a rough time, so we waited for the mourning period to pass, and then we got things sorted. I'm actually in my 3rd trimester now.
3rd trimester? That's so soon.
I know, right? It's all been a whirlwind, but I'm really happy about it. Kevin is going to be such a great dad. I know it.
I see. I guess you're really excited, huh?
Of course, I'm thrilled. But you look like you have a lot to say.
It's just, I never thought I'd see the day where you'd be the one having a baby with Kevin.
Well, I did, didn't I? It's not like I'm going to let a high-spec, handsome guy like Kevin slip through my fingers.
Oh, you think he's that great?
Well, yeah, I mean, have you seen him? He's perfect. Smart, successful, and good-looking. Who wouldn't want someone like that?
Maybe. But you're acting like he's some kind of top-tier prize. He's a good guy, but there's more to it than just his looks and status.
Oh, so now you're going to downplay him?
I'm not downplaying him, but you have to admit there's a lot more to a person than just their outward appearance or job, don't you think?
Well, whatever. Anyway, I'm happy with my choice. But you do know that Kevin has been doing really well for himself. He's been making a lot of money with his app development business.
Wait, hold on a second. What are you talking about? Kevin has been making money with apps?
Yeah, he's been doing great. He's earned a good amount. In fact, he's making about $180,000 a year now.
$180,000? Where did that number come from? I thought Kevin himself told me he only made about $1,500.
Oh, no. He was talking about his monthly income. If you multiply that by 12 months, that's where the $180,000 comes from.
Correct, and if you multiply that by 12 months, you only end up with $18,000, not $180,000.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that his yearly income is only $18,000?
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
But he told me he was making $180,000 a year.
Well, then maybe you misheard or misread what he told you?
That can't be right. He's been working on smartphone apps and making a lot of progress. I mean, he's not doing bad at all.
But that's strange. Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. Kevin has been making some decent money.
Well, then I guess there's a little misunderstanding about his income. So you're really telling me his total annual earnings are around $180,000, right?
Well, yes, that's the truth.
Well, you might want to check with him again on that because I'm pretty sure he only makes $1,500 a year.
Wait a second, didn't he live in a high-rise apartment building? I've seen him in that kind of place before.
Oh, that? Well, he didn't live there. I was actually the one renting that apartment. You know, the place where you saw us together. Yeah, I was the one paying for it.
Wait, so you were paying for that apartment?
Yes, that's right. He was living with his family at the time. He didn't live in that apartment. I just let him stay there because I could afford it.
Wow, that's surprising. You've really been keeping a lot from me.
Well, you know how it is. Kevin didn't want to let everyone know the real situation, but yeah, I've been the one covering the expenses for that apartment.
That's just so confusing. So you're telling me that he's not actually making the money he claims to?
Well, yeah, he's got some debts, too. When we broke up, he had about $3,000 in debt. I realized he was trying to get me to take on that debt, so I ended it with him.
Wait, what? He was trying to put his debt on you?
Yeah, he was. That's part of the reason I left him.
I can't believe this. I never knew any of this about him.
It's true, and I know you're probably feeling a little shocked, but that's how things went down.
I don't know what to say.
But if you're really happy with your situation now, I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm happy now. And besides, I'm going to be a mom soon, too. So I'm not going to worry about how much money he's making because I'm I even went to Kevin's parents' house, but no one is there. I don't know where he's gone. Could it be he's avoiding meeting both families after finding out we're having a baby?
Wait, what? Are you telling me that Kevin hasn't even visited both families for introductions yet? That doesn't make sense.
Well, he did say his family is in mourning right now. They're grieving, so it's not the right time for introductions. But once the mourning period ends, he said he'd take me to meet his parents.
That's odd.
I've never heard anything about a loss in Kevin's family before, though.
Maybe he just didn't mention it to you? Or maybe he hasn't been fully honest with you?
I've never heard him talk about it, but honestly, the whole situation feels weird.
It's almost like he's avoiding something. What do you mean by avoiding? Are you implying that Kevin's running away from this whole situation? Well, it's hard to ignore that he's not exactly acting like someone who's ready to settle down with you. And on top of that, I'm starting to wonder if he's even the father of the baby. What? Are you suggesting that I might be wrong about him being the father? Well, that's a bit much, don't you think? I just have my doubts. I mean, you've been with Kevin for about 5 months, but this whole thing feels rushed. And when I look at everything that's been going on, I wonder about the truth behind it all. It's kind of terrifying the way you're talking, like you're just assuming Kevin's running away from me. Honestly, I think that's exactly what's happening. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not ready to deal with everything right now. You're seriously questioning whether Kevin's the father of this baby? What about you? You don't seem to be very sure about your own situation either. Look, I'm about to have a baby, and this whole thing is getting complicated, but I have to deal with it. I can't just run away from the situation. Well, I can't say I'm not worried myself, but you really need to figure out where you stand, especially since you're dealing with this all by yourself. By the way, where are you living right now? I need to know because I plan to have my baby there. Wait, what? You want to have the baby at my place? Well, yeah, I need your address. You're the only one I can rely on right now. But I'm living abroad right now. After I broke up with Kevin, I started dating someone else. Not long after, he got a job overseas and proposed to me, so I decided to go with him. You're moving abroad? Seriously? Yes, my job is flexible enough to work from anywhere. And since he's gone, I'm going with him. I'll make it work. That's so sudden. You're leaving and moving on with your life like this? I know. It seems fast, but he's a great guy, and I'm happy with the decision. I never thought it would turn out this way. Wow, I can't believe you're moving on so quickly, especially after everything with Kevin. And here I am, struggling with my situation. How is it that you're happy while I'm stuck here with all this uncertainty? Well, sometimes life just works out differently than we expect. But don't worry, you'll figure it out too. I know things are tough right now, but I'm here for you. I guess. It just feels like everything's falling apart while you're out there living your life. I understand, but life doesn't always go as planned. We just have to roll with it and keep moving
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.